We've made a map. We've put some information on it. Now let's make it yours. If you're designing a website just for fun or for a specific business purpose, the feeling you want to portray can differ widely.
Much like your personal fashion choices, the style you apply to your map can say a lot about the feeling of your company or site.
It can also help direct the user's attention to the things that you want to stand out.
It can reflect the classiness of business or site that you're creating.
Or it can simply be a matter of personal taste.
In any case, you'll want to make it your own by applying styling.
Google Maps come with a standard style that most people are very familiar with. The things that we're able to change about it are called features, and they include things like water, land features, roads such as highways and local roads, points of interest, and all the labels associated with them. Let's check out a few examples of styled maps. First, here's a simple example. We've changed the water to red and set the hue of the whole map to the same color. We've also turned off all the labels. Here's a pretty cool grayscale map. This could be great if you want to draw attention to only a few colored details like markers. This is a good example of a functionally styled map. The user only sees the road elements. These samples are all from Snazzy Maps, an awesome site for pre-built styles. It's linked in the instructor notes.
Whatever you want to do, you can do it. Let's make our own custom style.
We'll create a styles array in our initialize function. Styled maps use two concepts to apply colors and changes to a map. Map features are the geographic elements that can be targeted on the map: roads, parks, bodies of water, etc. Elements are what about that feature that you want to change: the geometry itself, the label outline or text. Stylers are the color and visibility properties that can be applied to the map features. Map features and stylers are combined into the styles array. Styles are cascading. So, for example, if you make all the roads red and then choose to make highways blue, you'll get blue highways and red local and arterial roads. Also, unless you choose a style, the map will stick with the defaults. We can craft styles from scratch, but there's also a ton of great and free options online that give you starters. And from there, you can change the colors, add and remove stuff, make it your own. Just Google search for Google Maps API styles. I'm using a set of styles here I found online, but I've made the transit station stand out more. At the same time, we'll set the styles property within the map object options. Now, in addition to a zoom and a center, the map object gets a set of styles, which we've defined above it. The map type controls parameter allows the user to change the map type to road, terrain, satellite, etc. So we're disabling that by setting it to false. While we're being fancy, we'll jazz up the markers a bit to match our map. I'm creating two new marker icons here. One is the default icon, which will appear when the markers appear on the map, and one that's a highlighted icon, which will appear when I hover over a marker. I've created a simple function below to take in a color and create a marker icon object. This makeMarkerIcon function simply takes in a marker color and creates a new marker image using that marker color and using some custom sizes and whatnot. Then I'm going to go back to our loop where we create all of our markers and set the icon on each marker to default icon. Finally, I'm going to add two event listeners. One for a mouse over event to change our icon to the highlighted icon, and one for the mouse out event to change it back to the default icon. This is going to make the marker yellow when I mouse over it, and then turn it back to blue when I mouse out of it. I only have a few markers, so this may not be totally necessary, but if I had hundreds, this would definitely help the user select the correct icon. Wow, that's a pretty funky looking map. I hope you guys like neon as much as I do. Before you try it out yourself, let's talk about one more cool feature of styling: custom map types. This sample lets the user toggle between different styles. For a real estate app, we could enable map types, for example, that can let the user decide to make subways and transit stops stand out, focus on neighborhood boundaries, or highlight parks and other points of interest. Click on the link in the instructor notes to see this sample. Next, try out creating your own styles.